New Amsterdam is currently in its 4th season. The exciting action and the character interactions are hyping up the series, but aside from that, a lot of people are instead interested in what lies behind the scenes. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a glimpse at some of the behind-the-scenes moments with the series cast and what they have to say about the show. Based on the true story of Eric Mannheimer's time at Bellevue Hospital, the series follows Dr. Max Goodwin as he turns into the medical director of New Amsterdam and aims to reform the way the hospital works by tearing up the rulebook. The show isn't afraid to recognize by telling actual tales and struggles, and just like This Is Us, isn't afraid to make its audience cry. But how does the cast hold things relaxed on set when the subject matter gets heavy? Who's the biggest joker on set? And how do Ryan and Freeman build the wonderful chemistry between Max and Helen? We're about to find out more about the cast secrets and behind-the-scenes details. First things first, it has been reported many times by the actors that the New Amsterdam cast doesn't know much about the upcoming twists in the series, since it's only up to the producers and the writers to decide that. The show had developed this reputation for being something that made you feel. Certainly people were getting emotional, but it was cathartic and it became positive, said Freeman. But then that last one, I don't think left people feeling very hopeful. It felt like a change in direction for the show, and being so successful in the run-up to that, it was a shock. Oh, how will everyone feel about that? But you can't keep everything the same. You need to mix it up. Life is full of unpredictability, and I think it's stronger for it. As much as we noticed from the series, New Amsterdam's cast is as important as the script, meaning that the producers value the cast as much as the plot, since one can't stay consistent without the other. Ellen Pompeo recently revealed that she found the first few years on Grey's Anatomy set toxic. That's something that New Amsterdam cast is renowned for becoming one of their biggest fears. Signing on for a show without assembly, your castmates can leave you, says Ryan. Screwed if you don't like the solid. He also says that everything is as important as the material itself. On a side note, Ryan wanted to do the show, but they didn't know who would be Max, number 1 on the call sheet, as Janet revealed. I was nervous. Hopefully they're good actors, but more than that, they set the tone for the whole show, and if they're not a nice person, then it can make the whole experience really toxic. Max is back again in New Amsterdam, and he's not going anywhere until he ousts Veronica Fuentes from his old job. While it initially seemed like he didn't sincerely have many options to try and take her down due to the fact that he's no longer employed at the clinic, he and Brantley cooked up a way to try and get a seat on the clinic board, with some unexpected help from Reynolds despite the betrayal. Unfortunately, Max is scheming against Fuentes even as the love of his life is overseas. However, he and Helen made up by the end of 2 doors. Star Ryan Egold spoke with Cinema Blend about their delicate love scene, plus more about what's to come next. If they're now no longer a pleasant man or woman, then it could make the complete enjoyment absolutely toxic. Luckily, Janet and Ryan vaguely knew each other as they had mutual buddies and spent time in what Ryan calls an odd little scene in LA once they were babies. Tyler Labine is the Joker on set. However, Ryan is also the naughty boy in some instances. Tyler's name will be called out by Ryan, Freema, and Janet all at once. Freema disagrees though and reveals that she calls Ryan a naughty boy on set. He's always making mischief, and you turn around and he's in the corner laughing, and it's adorable. But the crew as well. You can wander off and find someone and have a talk about their weekend, and it's nice. It's so relaxed, said Ryan. New Amsterdam becomes a disaster when all 6 actors are on set. When the 6 of us are in a scene, it's a disaster. We can't stop joking because we have so few opportunities for all 6 of us to be in the same scene, says Ryan. But the cast all join together socially outside of filming hours, while they can discover a date that works for everybody. Janet said that the whole bunch would gather after working hours and start chatting about random things, and that they would sometimes ask one of them to make their dinner. The cast rotates who will cook dinner, and it turns out Janet's traditional English roast dinner is a winner among the cast. Even Ryan says that her nut roast is out of this world. This is one of the only professions in the world where you are expected to trust your coworker so quickly and so freely and so implicitly, says Freema. She calls the set of New Amsterdam a permissive environment where you can be honest and say, A, I don't know how to play this scene, can we talk about it? Or B, I have an idea and do you mind if I voice it? So that trust has been there from day one. Ryan has another theory though, joking, we have a good song in the closet before every scene. Ryan previously admitted that he wouldn't want to see Max cheat on his wife Georgia, a supporting character in the show. However, many fans ship Max and Helen, and when asked how he would feel about the possibility of the pair hooking up, he admits he would be disappointed, but trusts the writers enough to believe that they would never take him there. He thinks that while it might happen, he doesn't see the writers making something simple as that. He goes on to add that if it was something very predictable, like having an affair with someone, he would undoubtedly be disappointed with it later on. Then the writers won't be them writing that. However, Helen is not the kind of woman who would either. But interestingly, the fans are connecting with that. They can see the complications. Art is something that is so reflective of society right now, and it felt nice to be a part of something furthering those discussions. People are talking about things that are pertinent, says Freema, and the diversity. This is good, important work. For me, I was excited it was based on a true story and a true person, reveals Ryan. David wrote an incredible script that I responded to, and it was a hopeful note. Yes, the system is larger than the individual, and it's broken, but that you can affect change, which I think is easy to forget, so it's an inspiring story. As for Janet, she loved the script, but knew that when she met the show showrunners, she would be happy to work with them every day. New Amsterdam's cast loves seeing the fans excited, especially right after making an important announcement. I love reading the comments from people, says Freema. So excited for Friday, can't wait 3 more days. And it's like Christmas. Not saying we're like Christmas, but it's the thing where you just go, I've got a date and I'm looking forward to it. Max is back for however long it takes to oust Fuentes from the hospital, which is good news for the doctors he'd left back in New York. However, some sad news in terms of Sharpwind sharing any scenes in the flesh anytime soon. Fans can at least be satisfied that the coolest guys are gaining a little ground against Fuentes simply because it appeared like all hope was lost, and the promo for the next episode shows that Max can be approximately prepared to pop the question to Helen. He has to get creative if he desires to defeat Fuentes, and his odds appear to get even higher after 2 doors than they did after VJ died. Unfortunately, New Amsterdam is now heading into another ruin. Still, it appears like there's plenty to look ahead to, and you may always revisit the past seasons of New Amsterdam. New Amsterdam brought back all those who lost their jobs in the unique set of layoffs, plus Bloom herself to help Max. However, it wasn't because Max asked. Instead, it was Reynolds who called every person up after struggling to work with Fuentes on a case. Casey, Gladys, Baptiste, Agnes, Sandra Fall from billing, and Bloom turned up at the urgent care, which bodes nicely not only for Max's mission, but for Reynolds possibly earning forgiveness. Bloom might be properly within her rights to not want to do anything that Reynolds suggests, since his betrayal cost her job despite his good intentions, but she showed up and maybe certainly considered one of Max's most precious allies on the outside. Which one of these moments did you like the most? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to receive all of our newer videos notifications.